yo, so at the end of the day, you just give people what they want, even if it's like a dry threat or like a false promise. If the masses want that, you just give it to them. Like, I mean, I can't be mad at Lil Uzi Vert or all these dudes that's giving them, like, because I'm like Brandon made a good point. A lot of people don't even read no more. So why would you even try to rap a certain way when your audience is not really even into reading or even understanding the word? They don't care about vocabulary words. It's like,
academics
don't care about that. They want to hear the beat and just dumb them down. So I guess I would just go along with the flow. I wouldn't go against the tide. I just ride along with it. You know what I mean?
And I think the few people who have gone against the tide had it in them, and that's why they did it. You know, like Pac. You know, he would give you a little bit of the thug stuff, but then he would give you some of the political stuff. Why? Because it was genuinely in him, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, if there is a reason for somebody to feel that they have to go against the grain, honestly, do it. And you know what? That would even make hip-hop interesting, you know? So.
Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Listen, man, so we're going to creep on into our main topic of the night. And, you know, we talk about hip-hop a lot on this podcast, but we never really focus in on the beats, you know. So we're going to talk about producers, our favorite producers, DJs, the people behind these tracks that we love. And so let's just start off, man, with just some of our favorites, our favorite producers, just in general. So anybody can start this off, man, you know what I mean? It's like a cipher. It's like a cipher right now. Whoever want to go first, you go first.
All right.
Well, you know I gotta pay homage first. HAVOC, my man Havoc. I was raised off their music. You know what I mean? So this goes back to Catholic school, 6th grade. You know what I mean? Playing the drums in church, trying to play his beat. You know what I mean? Just like that guy was one of the most influential. You know, producers that I remember during the time I was growing up. And I think he kind of crippled himself by keeping it too real, by saying I'm only doing beats for dudes I like in the hood, like only Queensbridge and, you know, a few other dudes, and that's it. And he like kind of, the world don't know him like they should know him because he wasn't willing to, you know, branch out. He was just trying to do stuff for Queensbridge and that was it. But Havoc, man, I think I watched the video where he just randomly made a beat.
Yeah, I seen
you
that.
know, with some. I was like, yo, and the beat was like, it was like a throwaway beat. It was like he probably not ever gonna use it. It was like, I was playing around, smoking a cigarette while he was going like, yeah, this is what I do. And I was like, what? I was like, so imagine the throwaway stuff they got. You know what I mean? So like the beat you were just playing, that could be played 20 years from now. Still, you play that in the club. 20 years from now, that's going to knock.
I think Mariah Carey even used this beat on a remix. Mariah Carey used Shook Ones, I think maybe less than 5 years after it came out.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, man, so I'll obviously Havoc is one of my favorites as well. I'll just shout out a name that doesn't really get the light. I'll say Ski from Ski Beats. He did a lot of he did a lot of production on Reasonable Doubt, a lot of production with Camp Lo, and you know, Ski is one of those guys that doesn't really get talked about, and I gotta show him love, man. Also, you know, you got Kev Brown, one of the later guys that kind of came up under the Pete Rock influence, and of course, like little Large Pro, Diamond D, all those cats, man. So you know. But yeah, if you go with Havoc as a favorite, I roll with Ski as a favorite.
Are we doing favorites now?
Yeah, we'll let Ray go.
I'll go. Yeah, I'm just gonna go. Anytime anyone asks me, I don't always have like a definitive order to my like a 5. I think it'll be changed.
Well, just your favorites.
Oh yeah, but favorites,
yeah.
I always go. I always start my list off with a DJ Premier. I always feel like I have very my ears for hip hop. I could listen to anything, whether it's jazz samples, soul samples, you know, keyboards, whatever. But when I think of DJ Premier in 2016, he still gets placements on major albums. Well, I'd say up to 2015. He was on Dre's Compton album. Like that was like the first time I think they worked together. You know, there's artists who are, you know, maybe not from the generation when Premier was in his prime, who will still get a Premier beat on their album, and it'll still be an album standout. I think he exemplifies just that raw, gritty sound, and even if you could say, all right, maybe he's not in his prime anymore, but his beats are still dope. Even the project that he did with Prime, where he was flipping Adrian Young samples, that project is still great. He's somebody that was born knowing what they wanted to do, did it, and excelled at it, and will always, always be in my top 5, top 10 producers, because he's just, like, I don't mean to sound cliche, but he's pure hip-hop. He's just pure hip-hop. He encompasses it with his samples, his scratching, as a DJ, as a producer. He knows how a hip-hop track, a rugged Timberland boots hip-hop track should sound.
Yes, sir. And B just came through. We got the Timbos on the seat. Just some of our favorites.
What names are thrown out there? I don't want to say names out there.
Primo, Havoc. I did Ski. I said Ski from Camp Low and Jay.
I'll
don't
go
say Tony
Post. Nah, that's not any special. But no, I'm gonna go left field. I'm gonna put Timberland out there, and just because he was so left field in the game when, especially let's say towards the end of the golden era, you know, we had the Primos, Large Spencer, Pete Rock. Here's some dude that's simply making R&B beats hard. You know, when I remember first hearing Up Jumps the Boogie. Oof. I'm like, yo, what is this? I'm like, it was so different, you know, especially when Missy was just starting to bubble up. Mm-hmm. And, you know, Donna Malia, Magoo, and it was like, yo, this is fresh. And it was something that was out of the ordinary, nothing that was being done or duplicated. You know what I mean? So, and then how he is more, you know, outside of hip-hop now, you know, doing stuff with Justin Timberlake, and so forth. But his sound, I mean, he had the game locked for a good portion of the early 2000s.
Yeah, you wanted a hit, you went to Timberland.
When in doubt, you know what I mean? When in doubt. But yeah, when I heard Up Jump the Boogie, I'm like, yo, like, who is this?
I love that you said Timberland. I love Timberland. Shameless plug, the book is amazing.
That's next.
Yo,
that's next.
Like, it'll make, like, if you like him just as a producer, reading his story as to what got him to where he's at, yo, you're gonna like him even more. I love, he has an incredible ear. And that was an excellent submission, Renzo.
Yeah.
He's I would say he's in my top 5 if I had to make a 5.
Yeah. So before we get into the next scenario, so I have Madlib. To me, I feel like Madlib is like a top 5 worthy guy. But to me, like he lands in my favorites because he doesn't really have a sound.
Yeah,
like he's so all over the place, and I think like
signature to it.
I think that hurt him a lot because we can't really. When you think of Madlib, you don't really identify him with anything.
You can't put your finger.
on
Which
it.
could be a
you can't say he's boom bop. You can't say he's boom bap. You can't say this. You know, because he'll flip it at any given point.
Right. So I just want to give him like a asterisk because he's the closest thing we got to Jay Dilla in my opinion right now. That's a lie.
Yeah.
I read an interview that said the same thing. Yeah. And you know what? Kanye used him on the Life of Pablo.
Exactly. He's on Life of Pablo. Kanye know what he's doing. You know what I mean? All right, man. So how much time we got? You know what? I think we'll just roll over to the B side, and unless y'all got any other favorites y'all want to. Oh, Mac, you ain't even go, man.
I'm gonna say Just Blaze.
Sure.
Jersey.
It's like Just Blaze.
I'm just gonna one other name out there. Go ahead.
And I feel like every, you know what I'm saying, every Just Blaze beat, when I hear artists on it bring out the best in them, you know, like it's so epic. Like I just been a fan of because his beats are so surrounding. Like you feel like, you know, like I don't know if y'all feel like I feel, but my favorite producer Just Blaze.
Oh, Just Blaze is the truth.
Ever since you know, the Fabulous Breathe jump.
He's the truth.
I just was like, man, you know, ain't nobody making beats like Just Blaze, man.
Yeah, he's the truth, bro. He's the truth. I mean, he's gonna be talked about in our next bracket for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, for sure. All right, man. So stick with us, internets, man. We're gonna go on to the B side. We'll be right back.